You ever going on a wild mouse ride and it's just like, whoa, all right, this is fun. And then, whoa, all right, that's good. Whoa, okay, but you're always kind of like, yeah, this is the same old thing. Left turn, right turn. Yeah, we got the drop. Okay, I got it. So maybe we should do something different. In come RMC with their Wild Moose ride. Now, we're gonna get a whole new Wild Mouse experience. I should say Wild Moose experience on your favorite RMC. So I got the videos. Let's take a look at it because it's gonna be RMC fun. All right, here we go. Ryan the Ride Mechanic.
Now get ready. Here we go.
And then, of course, the fun part of that is you'll get little Timmy off the ride going, Mommy, that was... Well, so a lot of people have been asking me for this, and I think this is just one of those things. It's like, yeah, when it comes out in the industry, kind of all of us that do any of this stuff kind of go through our own videos and make our own stuff and give our own insight. I'm not like a lot of channels where I'm going to be like, I think this park is getting one, I think that park is going to get one. I'm just looking at the ride side of it, but I'm quite interested in it when I was getting the information together for it. By information, I just mean getting the pictures and stuff downloaded so I can make the video. I was looking at it and I had some thoughts. So I was like, this is going to be interesting. So yeah, let's get into this. Family coaster trains, new. To truly represent our vision of the new Wild Moose coaster, it was critical that the ride path include as many twisted and turns as possible. This led us to entirely redevelop our family coaster trains with rider comfort and aesthetics in the forefront of design. The intuitive and cost-effective trains, not great reader in case you haven't figured that out, ensure quick operations, simplify the load and unload process, and provide an industry-leading turn radius. And yes, all of our family coasters, including the Wild Moose coaster, operate within an entire train and not just an individual car. These points are all additive and result in a train that accentuates what makes our family iBox coaster and Wild Moose coaster just that, truly wild. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Family coaster trains are designed and manufactured by RMC at our facility in Hayden. Let's see, benefits. Introduces a comfortable, intuitive, and open-air family coaster train. The trains do look like they're nice and open, like they're not boxed in like their older styles were. I shouldn't say older styles. Their other styles are. So they do look nice and open, and when you open the passenger compartment up, I feel like you definitely get a much more thrilling experience because it feels like not much is holding you in, although this is a family coaster. Significantly reduces train maintenance and time and operational cost. I can agree with that. Their cab on their other trains, they do require a lot of maintenance and upkeep. And the fact that these have some T-bar style restraints is probably going to be saving all sorts of time and effort in there. Provides the tightest turn radius of any steel coaster train. Okay. Equipped with a Class 4 fully mechanical restraint system. Okay, fully mechanical restraint system. Does that mean they went away from their Hockenbeck, Alvin, the gas cylinders? Does that mean they went away from the gas cylinders and went to ratchet mechanisms with this one? That's interesting because they've had all sorts of troubles with those gas cylinders, mainly just the production of anybody with gas cylinders can tell you they're not the best, like, to sometimes get a hold of on spot buys. Look how tight that is. Look how packed in there that is. That is an absolute mess of supports. I mean, they could have cleaned it up, but I mean, I can almost guarantee you keeping that mess of supports like that probably lowers the manufacturing cost of this so much, because anybody can take steel support beams like that and just start plowing holes through it and bolting it together. But like when you talk about like tubular support systems, much more cost engineering and everything, this is almost a scaffolding system holding this up, which is like most wild mouse rides are anyway, so it's not a big deal. It's not like they're doing anything crazy here. But I say a mess, but I love the look of stuff like that, honestly, like the old Space Mountain with the lights on, where it's like, holy crap, it looks like you're running around inside of an oil refinery. I like that stuff. Like, hey, you might lose your hand here. It's like, cool, let's go on it. Okay. Alright, look at that. Look how slow that train is moving. Look how slow that's moving. You can literally walk as fast as that train is moving. Got a nice little drop there. So, let me pause it right there. Someone asked me, they're like, hey, why do you think they only dealt with a class 4 restraint? Why wasn't it higher than that? And I mean, if you watch this video through, which we're doing here, but if you watch the video through, it's like there is pretty much no forces on the rider here, and you say, well, it's kind of too bad, but you need to do that for a family ride. When you move up in your class restraints, you go higher up on that ASTM scale, and you put more of a demand on the rider. Remember, the more demand, the more G-force and in direction that's on the rider, the higher that standard is, and then the thicker the bone has to be. And the thicker the bone has to be means the taller the person has to be, which rules your kids out of it. So they don't want to go up too high, otherwise kids won't be able to go on it, and that's what they're looking to do here. Something that the little kid and the parent can experience at the same time, where the kid loves it and parents have fun too. It's pretty good looking. Look at that moose. What's that say? 47 foot tall. 47 feet tall. That's not that tall at all. Most water rides are taller than that. Most water rides are like 50, 60, 70 feet tall. So 47 feet is like nothing. 1,260 feet of track. So just about a quarter mile worth of track. That's pretty good. Still like that moose on the front. I should have called this the Bullwinkle. Unmistakably RMC. Now this is the area that I have trouble with right here. It's this area. Let's show it here. So I can move this out of the way. Nope, maybe I can't. This area right here, all I see is booster wheels here, here, and here, because man, this looks like an area that is going to stall on a windy day, and you're going to have people stuck up there. So no booster wheels, just make sure there's a catwalk installed right across there. That way you can get up there and give the train a push on a windy day when it gets stuck. Yep. I like it. I like it. Look at that. Nice and smooth. Check out these lift hill motors right here. Those look nice. So they're just using pinch drive tires going up there. Not the best, maybe it's not on the animation, which, you know, we can't fault anybody for, but I'm not sure what the anti-rollback system used on that. Like some of the Zaire models that use push tires like that to get up the lift hill, they don't really have an anti-rollback rail, because that's how they warm the train up in the morning time too. Just the fact that the brake motors are on, that the brakes are on the motor and holding the train is good enough. But when you start, like on a Zaire, you've got one train. So when you start introducing multiple trains like this, that might be an issue. So let's see if we can keep this going here. Oh yeah. Whoa! Whoa! Put your hands up. More fun with your hands up. Woo! Man, look at that. That is something else right there. Rewind that a little bit. Yeah, look how nice and compact that is inside there. Oh man, RMC does do a lot of nice work with their track. Nice drop. That's pretty good. You got the moose. Yeah, look how compact that is. That is nice. I mean, there's a lot packed in there. I imagine the price tag on this is going to be on the lower end of things. I know their iBox steel track is relatively low cost to make, and it's low tension too. When they weld it all together, it's since the pieces are cut into the shape they need to be, there's not much bending and holding together, so the pieces are under little to no stress when they are manufactured, so that's good. Like I said before, all these supports here crisscrossed, it's like a lattice, it's like scaffolding you'd see around the place, so it's easy to set up, it's easy to put together. You don't need a lot of huge cranes and stuff moving that around. In fact, you can make these supports right here, these guys right here, you can actually fabricate them probably on the ground and then lift them into place. I imagine you probably need, I would say, one crane to build this, and just a whole bunch of man lifts. You know, they give you basically instructions on how to do this stuff anyway, so you're gonna basically they're gonna basically tell you to assemble it from one side to the other depending on where they want to start. So you might actually start off over here and start putting all this stuff here, and then you start building track at the same time. That way you can move your man lifts around and work on the inside and the outside at the same time and basically assemble it from one way to another. That way you don't have to work on something way up over here with a man lift that can't reach anymore. So you basically just drive the man lift out of the area. And then if you did need to work on something way up there, man lift, freehand climbing couldn't get to, that's when you need to bring a crane in with a man basket. It happens, but not too often. Let's put this back into motion here. Now, this is interesting because if you look at these dimensions, and look at that, they even got a little switch track in there. Oh, they're so cute when they're tiny. Look at that switch track. Man, that's only got to be about 20 feet long. It's pretty tiny. 80 feet by 150 feet. If you're out where there's big backyards, it's like this will literally fit in a lot of people's backyard. Like, this is very tiny. 80 feet by 150. Replacing the classic Mad Mouse footprint, so, but it's quite interesting. They got looks like one block segment right here. Find anything else? Let's see, there's that's a mid block. We got dispatch to lift hill, around there, back around through the block. So at that point you could dispatch another train. Then back around there, and then you have your reduction brakes. So if a train gets stuck in your reduction, it'll hold it up in the block. So there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. 4 blocks means you can only have a maximum of 2 trains. Can't have any more. Per the math anyway. And then this guy. That's a great view of it right there. That looks so cool. I would definitely ride this. I want to go to a park and ride this. This looks like a lot of fun. Not fast at all. You know, there's not that high ejector force RMC time, but it does look like it'd be fun. 50 feet tall. Still packs a pretty good punch for only 50 feet though. That's really nice looking. I like that. Get this going here again. Nice. Look at all that twisted metal. I love the look of twisted metal. It's one of the things I liked about the Premier's Spaghetti Bowl rides. It's just one big massive twist of metal up there. It's like, ooh, that looks really cool. Suck to operate, but it looks really cool. Let's see here. Yep. This looks nice. All right, let's move on to the train. What can we see on the trains here? So unlike their normal trains, right, where you would have 4 seats per coach, I should say, these are only 2 seats per coach. And this is what gives you the runtime. This is what gives you that ability to articulate and twist the coaches so close together with each other. So the coaches are very small, they're very short, which allows you a very narrow chordal effect as it goes through the coach, as it goes through the turn. You know, the longer the coach is, the more of a chordal effect as it has. So when it tries to turn, you have to have more of a relief on the sides of the coach for the track to bend inside of it. But these don't really have that. The seats are nice up in the air and exposed. And then you have these nice little leg restraints down there that pin your legs in so you can't put one leg way off to the side. That helps to narrow your reach envelope around there. So that's pretty cool. T-bar restraints, it's nice. Pin you in there nice and good. Very open air design. I like that because it's more thrilling. I'm curious to see, it looks like these box beam supports underneath the coach, looks like they're probably weldments welded together. Probably that keeps the cost of the train low. I know like Zamperillo's new stuff was like, it's billet. We built it all out of single piece billet aluminum, and other places like billet steel, but it's still cheapest to weld stuff together because you can make it super light and super cheap without the really expensive material cost in there. Yeah. Let's see what we see. We got a little hitch, spherical ball hitch in there. It's bolted together, so you can just uncouple the thing when you wanted to. I imagine it's safetied on the inside. I'm seeing it looks like the bar comes down here, bends underneath the coach, so there's nothing in front of it essentially, which means it's easy. Like if you wanted to unbolt that thing, you probably undo a series of bolts back there and take the whole thing right off. That's good. I wonder, back to the beginning, I wonder if those are gas or if they're truly just mechanical like they said. Let's see, what about, we got kind of a classic RMC style. We got 1 road wheel, 2 guide wheels, 1 upstop wheel. It's the 1-to-1 ratio here that continues to make it smooth. If they put 2 road wheels and 1 upstop wheel, you would have a really bumpy ride because there would have to be a gap between the road surface and that upstop rail right there. But there's not anything there. And then I saw on the other one there were spring-loaded guide wheels back onto there, which those have to be really tight for running around a course like that. They do look like welded frames, and then bolt together seats up on top. Nice high up, which is really cool. If you get your feet off of the platform, that helps give people the illusion that they're truly suspended in midair, and it makes it more thrilling at that point in time. And people like that stuff. Yep. It's like a nice platform, minimal support. This looks like all one piece. I can see it's bolted together right there and there. Hopefully the road wheels are easy to change out. Looks like you probably just remove this bolt, probably a nut on the other side, take a safety off the back and front, drop the wheel out. Same thing with the upstops. They look like their standard upstop style wheel. I like it. It looks nice. All the weldments are bolted together, so that means they're easy to take apart and refurbish at the end of the year, which makes it easy for smaller parks. That's great. I wonder if you could change the length of these trains at all, how tight they have to be. Because the other way, it's the gap of the fin. If I go back a little bit, see if I can do that. Right here. It's the gap on this fin right here that determines the width of your booster motors, how close they could be. The booster motors are really tight together. This gap has to be really small right here. If they're really far apart, then the gap can be much bigger, but then the brake fin also has to be bigger as well. Let's see here. Yeah, looks good. Yep. I know I'd probably hear it a lot, but I still want to call that Bullwinkle right on the front. I know it's Moose. Bullwinkle was a moose too. Looks really nice. Yeah, this is nice. I would say this is definitely going to be a front runner for parks if they're thinking about any sort of a Mad Mouse ride to put in. Like this is probably going to be up there. This is their standard bents that they use on their normal trains, or normal tracks, I should say. Just two L or I beams placed together, L beams, I'm sorry, or C channels placed together, and then bolted to the vertical bent, which on their refurbishment rides, those are wood, but here they're steel. Much easier to work with, plan for. Well, there you go. All in all, a solid product. I think RMC's really going to have a winner with that one. They're probably going to sell a lot of those. The way people are retracking with RMC stuff all over the world. And then they come up with this as a family coaster edition, something that's small that the little kids can get on. And I think it's going to be great. It's going to be pretty awesome. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to ride one in person. I would definitely wait in line for that. How long? I'm not sure. But I would definitely want to go get on one when I could if I was in the area. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It helps me out, lets me know everything's going good, and keeps the channel moving in the right direction. My name is Ryan the Ride Mechanic. Remember, stay off the air gates. Bye.